press, we'd like to say thanks for coming to our call. We'll call you here, it means that we have made a break. And we'd like to turn the floor over alone on Okata to give you a brief synopsis of what has happened during the week. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you so much, ACP Louis Nombo. Next to Monroe Dennis, we have DCP, which is Deputy Commissioner of Police, Emmanuel Do Jiniken. He's affectionately called an authority in. I have with me the Executive Director of the National Police, Moses Carter. So let's go straight into why you are called here. We have, for the past months, from the Liberia Revenue Authority, the LRA, documents from the Liberia Registry, documents from Smite Institute. Our officers have succeeded in arresting 4 individuals, including Isaac Robert, age 22, in absentia, while Samuel Freeboy is here with us. Those individuals will be arrested and made to face the full weight of the law by these individuals named. And of course, you have here a national elections card, also faked. And so at this time, I would like to turn over to the Deputy Commissioner for investigation here at the LMP, DCP Emmanuel Do,
and subsequently charged to court. So we want to use the means to inform the public to disengage, do things orderly and legally, be loyal about it, and be strict to acquiring that which is authentic, not by any fake means. And so by that, I rest there.
Okay. So at this time, we'll turn over to the Executive Director of the National Identification Registry, Honorable Nangwe, who will further provide you some useful information.
I'm Carter. I'm a team from the Liberia National Police. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen of the press, we want to, in this public manner, express our appreciation to the Liberia National Police through the leadership of Sidu for their cooperation with the work of the National Identification Registry, making sure that we work together in a collaborative way to take steps that can protect the integrity of our identification system. Ladies and gentlemen of the press, it is a new thing in Liberia to talk about national identification that is reliable, to exist. We want to assure you that we will take steps in a consistent way to protect the integrity of the national identification system. Some of you are not used to these kinds of things. Like I said, this is a new thing in Liberia. Our national identification system is linked to many international systems. From time to time, different countries as well as for commerce. When someone leaves from here and go to Europe or the United States or other countries and they say that they are a soccer player and they present themselves to that country's authorities, to that country's sports management organization, they rely on the information that we provide from the government of Liberia to make sure that they know that the person is who they are, but they are not coming in another person's name. Okay, that other information about them is correct, so that when this information is compromised around the world, then what's going to happen is that every Liberian that travels out of here will face a lot of problems in being trusted to say that they are who they are. And those authorities will start to ask for documents. And that's not the way you are supposed to do it. But they rely on our information. So when somebody compromises the information, okay, they are compromising the identity, credentials, and integrity of all Liberians. And that's why it's dangerous. We need to desist from that. Okay? So we ask everybody to cooperate with us and to reason who will do this. We think maybe one of the reasons is that we don't know where to find the national identification. We are in all the 15 counties as well as several locations in Monrovia. It's good to find the appropriate place where we do this and to go there. The reason why this is confusing to us is that the national identification card costs $5 for citizens. So we don't understand why somebody will go and create a fake card, for something that costs $5 and probably spend the same $5 or spend even more to get it, the same thing. We are a telecommunication company. Their computer will speak to our computer. So these ID cards, in a sense, these ID cards you see here, our ID cards, the ID cards can talk. These ID cards, they are mobiles, they don't talk. When your ID card is placed in the bank's computer, that computer will speak with our computer, our big computer that is in Congo, anywhere you are in the world. And our computer will send information to that computer to say, we know this person, I know this person, here is their name, here is their picture, here is their mother's name, here is it will send. It's really important. We want to let the public know that we will sustain this effort, like I said earlier, okay, because we have evidence. We will not allow a few people to compromise the ID ecosystem, the whole ID system for Liberia, and then cause a situation where when Liberians travel out of the country, their records cannot be trusted because it is believed around the world that people can just do anything in Liberia. That's why this is dangerous. This is dangerous for every one of us, okay? You don't want to go to another country and you present your documents, you want to go to school, or you want, unnecessary questions again. They are supposed to trust that and continue with you. And that's why it's important. And this is not for Liberia, but this is also international. So we are appealing to the public to cooperate with us. If you see something funny with the national identification cards, please let us know. And we want you to know again that we will work with the police. We are very grateful to the support of the Liberia National Police. This case is an example of the great work they are doing, their professionalism. This is something that's taken a long time to get to, but they persevere and they have the patience. And we know we can rely upon them to make sure we continue to take these steps so that the integrity of our ID system is protected. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you so much, Director Nangwe. We also want to assure you, members of the press, that what you see here today is going to continue, especially in working coordinatively with institutions that we are assisting with investigations. Such to be able to present to you the kind of coordination that is existing between the police and these institutions that we're working with. So we want to appreciate also to you, we want to appreciate you for the level of coordination support your institution continues to give the Liberia National Police. So at this time, we want to open the floor. If some of you have questions, you can ask your questions, but please make sure that your questions are in relation to
job to go through the undercover process of investigation, and they got asking question rather the three guys who are the perpetrator were not arrested besides the facilitator.
Okay, so I'll ask Emmanuel Dojilikan, DCP Emmanuel Dojilikan, to throw that.
Yeah, thank you. You see, I don't think Carter doesn't say they were not arrested. He said 4 persons were arrested. All right, but 3 are charged in absentia.
Just what you said, those suspects that were arrested were actually released to, their lawyer on the basis of medical grounds. All right, but it does not in any way negate the fact that they will not be charged and forwarded to court. They will be charged and forwarded to court as a deterrence to would-be, violators of the law, especially those who are involved with faking documents.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. My name is Ada Reeves and I represent Mr.
We say it happens one time in your lifetime. In our system, you can register only one time in your lifetime. Replacement. If your card expires and you come to get a new card, that is a renewal. But the actual registration is one time in your lifetime. In the future, most of your documents and records in Liberia will be connected to this. You will get this according to the law, to get a passport, to open a bank account, to get your SIM card registered. A lot of things will be linked to it, and you do a card. Okay? There's no excuse for that. It is not like an ID card you gotta get in Monrovia. We go everywhere, anywhere in Liberia, where there are 50 or more people ready to register. We go to them. We enroll them and we take the cards to them. If you enroll in Monrovia, it will take you about 3 days to get your card. 3 days are not a long period of time to do one time in your lifetime. The problem is some people will just procrastinate, and when they need a card tomorrow morning, then they want to get a card. That's left with them. That's not an excuse. And people like a lot of excuses in Liberia. That is left for you. But it can be a justification to say because I'm in a hurry, I'm going to do something illegal. We will not tolerate that. And if somebody creates a fake card and we get it, we'll prosecute them under the law. We will protect the integrity of the system in Liberia. Because if we don't do that, we'll undermine the identification of everybody who is in this country. We'll protect it. The car is available. If you misplace your car, you go and do a replacement. We are moving to a point where some people might be able to get. We issued the car since October 2017. Okay?
So how long does it take now to get it?
So I said, if you apply your card, if you apply today in Monrovia, you should get your card in 3 days. Okay? In 3 days, you should get your card. It's a system. When you come, it's a very important registration system. The way it works, we collect your information, and we also make sure that you are one and the only person in Liberia that has the information. We compare you with everybody who is in the system. That's what they call deduplication. So you are not a duplicate. So it takes time, but you can do it only one time in your lifetime. Find time to do it. Find time to do it right. If you don't do it right, and you go pick up a fake card from somewhere or whatever situation, if we find the fake card, we'll go after you and we'll prosecute you. Thank you. Yeah.
So we saw Liberian trooping in for passport during the time the US Embassy changed the DB rule, where you have to use passport. So I want to know from your uncle, what are you doing to encourage Liberian to get this card? Because not many people will get interested in it.
A lot of people have the cards. I hope you have one. Right now we have more than 400,000 people that have the cards. Okay? The problem is a lot of people like to procrastinate. You know, you will commit. You can say that you have received notification from your mobile network operator reminding you to register your to get your national ID card, to register your SIM card. People are going to procrastinate until one of these days there will be a deadline. Then they will start to rush. Okay, registration is very important. So we encourage people to do it. It is not, at this point in time, it's not compulsory, but you are encouraged to do it. You need it for a lot of things. So a good number of people have registered. Like we say, we have close to 400,000 people in the database. And the database is actually growing at a faster pace now than before. So everyone is encouraged to do it. How many of you have it? It's okay for them. But the day they need a car tomorrow, they should not be in a hurry, because we're not going to do magic to create a car for you. It's not. These are modern technology. It's not something that's done hurry. It has to be done properly. Okay.
Okay. Just 1 minute. Just to buttress to what he said, we have the similar situation here at the police. National documents are not obtained in a hurry way. There are procedures that one has to go through to obtain national documents. There are check and balances that take place to ensure that those documents are obtained legitimately. All right? And if the right thing is not done, it might cause credibility problem for the one that is, or the institution that is issuing the document. So for example, even at the police, people wait at the 11th hour when they have a job, and they come today and say, we need a police clearance today. And they get frustrated why they don't get it, because the procedure of obtaining a police clearance is now a daytime. We have to do, checks and balances of your learning someone and he was a criminal. All right. So people need to, obtain documents ahead of time. And don't wait for when they say go and bring it. Then you want to perform magic. That's where people start, get so much, corrupt. Where they want to do everything to ensure that they get those documents. But here at the level of the police, when we tell you no is no, you have to wait for the time.
Okay. My name is Watson Richard. My concern has been district number 2, specifically at the Mascon clinic, that people have been over there duplicating the national ID card. I want to know from your angle, how effective is your team in tracking down those who are duplicating the national ID card?
Yeah, the very first thing, the very first thing, we have not had any proof in line with the NIR process duplication. We have had proof, reference, what you're talking about, the generation of data and its various processes that go along. And so, to ask your question, what did the
How
end with?
effective is the team in tracking down?
So I came in when you came about, when you said duplication, so the executive director will tell you how effective his team is.
So we don't spend our time trying to find people who are trying to create the fake cards. Okay? We have a system that prevents fake cards from being used. We continue to build a system that makes it difficult to create fake cards. Okay, the police. But we also have a technology that makes sure that if you create a fake card, adjust your card. Okay, you can keep it at your house. You can use it any credible institution in Liberia. And if you dare to do it, you won't get in trouble. Okay. So the most I will concentrate on is to build the infrastructure, the communication, technological infrastructure that can make sure it can protect our system from bar cards that are trying to enter the system. Like I told you, maybe any of you were at the press conference we had last week. I'm not going to demonstrate the verification platform. But when you take a card that we issue to some of the institutions that use our cards, like banks, a telecommunication company, a many institutions, and they take your last name and the national ID number and your date of birth and they enter in your computer and they hit enter, we will send from Congo Town your information, picture everything on your computer. Any card that we do produce, we don't have record on it. If you enter a bank with it, you might get arrested. So what we spend a lot of time on is to protect the system. And then we're spending extra time now to make sure that some people who don't have information, get money from them. That's why we are doing this. And then also we'll take some steps to make sure that people who want to try to just make money on the system, we are not allowed to get away with that. Regarding the Jacobtown incident, Jacobtown incident was a situation of one of our staff who was doing enrollment, and his intentions based on our investigations were not bad, okay, because he works for us and he thought that he was working to continue to enroll people. But he did not follow the steps that we approved, and not a single person that he showed that appeared before him that day was ever issued a national identification card. We trust our system and we'll continue to work hard to make it better.
Okay, so thanks.
Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to say thanks for coming, and I hope that you get a real story and do not add and not subtract. Thanks for coming.
Yes, sir.
haven't tested the unit. They call him Lenny Squatter. Lenny Squatter.
Carry on. Yeah,
Let's go back to the office.